So we're back. We're back. Yeah, that's right. We're back. Welcome to the F1 Show podcast. I'm the host for the most, Wayne, and this is the man in the pits with the tits, Brendan.
You'll see Dave's pit lane at the moment.
And he's in the pit lane ready. Yeah. Very quiet there. Almost unreal. That picture there, isn't it? That's not a real photo.
Calm before the storm, no. It's an artist's impression.
Storm. Who do we reckon, eh? Who do we reckon? Let's just get a sip of wine down and we go straight to the news.
Let's get on.
Cheeky little Rioja there, people. Do you heard me enjoying that? Okay, let's see if we can get the news headline music right. Now, the news music, I've got to change at some point because it's copyrighted. So, and every week I say I'm going to change the music, and I don't because I like this music. So, if we do become any kind of famous, which we won't, but if we do, any money from this podcast with the news music on will go to whoever made the news music, I'm afraid. It's just wrong, isn't it? It's just wrong.
Imagine paying somebody for some hard work they've put in.
No, they take all of the videos money. They don't just take that news, like a segment of it.
Well, if only we knew a musician that would be able to write something similar, but different.
If only I had a music degree of some kind, I should write my own news music. Okay, let's first of all get set up for the news. I don't know if there's been any news. Has there been any news?
Yeah, it's slow news week. Apart from two specific interviews, one a year old and one from today.
One a year old, yeah. So let's share screen. First, I have to share screen. So I think I have to do that. Do I do that? You just tell me if you can see.
Yeah,
can you see
a red screen?
A red screen. That's no good.
And I can see. Oh, yeah. Now, yeah.
Now you can. So let's stop sharing. See, this is the technical wizardry of the F1 Show podcast. Let's try again with the share screen.
Which was we never promised you a rose garden.
It's a classic. It's a classic. Right, I'm going to share that screen. We're going to share that screen now.
Yeah, there we go.
Now you tell me if you can see our old friend.
There's it right there in the tagline.
What can you see there, sir?
That's a man in his pants. That's coming up
man
again.
in his pants. Is that the
pants and piercings?
Pants and piercings. Well, we could talk about that, can't we? So.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Let's just get on with the news and see if these land this week. Okay, it's time for the F1 Show news. Here we go. In the F1 news today, former F1 team boss and motorsport mogul Bernie Ecclestone has landed himself in hot water today by suggesting that the Russian President Vladimir Putin is a good guy, stating that he would take a bullet for him. When probed about other favours he would do for dictators, Bernie said that he would... Where am I? Book a holiday for Stalin. Collect General Pinochet's dry cleaning. And even babysit for Hitler if he needed to pop to Poland for some reason. Hey? There we go. Top news. Let's get to the next bit of news. In more news, Lewis Hamilton has responded to a racial slur that former F1 champion Nelson Piquet used when describing his overtaking of Max Verstappen in last year's British Grand Prix. Hamilton stated that action needed to be taken. Piquet has now made lots of enemies in the Formula 1 community and has no friends there. Except Bernie Ecclestone, who stated that he's a stand-up guy and he'd take a bullet for him. Hey, good old Bernie. Whenever there's a slow news day. This just in, day 97 of the defamation case between the FIA and the porpoises, with a shocking set of new evidence. The FIA claim that it's perfectly entitled to use the term porpoising when describing the new car's erratic and unpredictable behaviour, stating that the use of this depicted the aquatic creature's natural habits, producing shocking images of porpoises at drug-fueled cocaine parties drunken sex orgies, and most damaging of all, with close sexual ties to Bernie Ecclestone. Thank you, that's a laugh. Bernie Ecclestone later stated, these are stand-up mammals. I'd take a bullet for them. Finally, in non-Bernie Ecclestone related news, things are looking up for Formula One driver Daniel Ricciardo after it was announced that he would be co-producing an F1 drama for the TV production company Hulu. Did you hear about this?
No.
Suggested titles for this include Dude, Where's My Talent? The Slow and the Furious. And my personal favourite, Gone in 76,979,425 seconds. Hey, do you get it? That concludes the news, people. Thank you very much.
Oh.
There you go, people. The F1 news. Always on the money. Always on the money.
Cutting edge.
Cutting edge stuff. We're right there.
It was almost as if you asked for news and then
I asked for news and I got it. And we can talk about that right now. Let's stop sharing though. I've got to stop sharing. I think someone else needs to stop sharing, don't they? I mean, geez Louise. What's that about?
Which one will go first?
So which one will we go? Should we go for pit talk? We've got to go for pit talk. That's going to be in pit talk. I mean, it's the biggest news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's do pit talk. Okay. Pit talk. Okay. There's the lovely animation that I painstakingly took 10 minutes over for pit talk. So what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about this Bernie Ecclestone thing. I didn't see it, and like you said, it was a very quiet news week for F1. And then
it was very quiet.
And then Super Sub Steve told me. Super Sub Steve come up to me and said, "Have you seen what Bernie Ecclestone did?" And yeah, I mean,
it's a car crash, absolute car crash.
But here's the thing: what do you expect? How old is the guy? You stick a man of that age. My favourite comedian says this. What did you expect he thought? He's that old. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, there's a couple of things going on. He gives absolutely zero about anything.
Where's my beep? I did have a beep on here.
I wasn't going to say
we'll go. There we go. He gives that much.
He gets zero of them. Right, about anything, right? So he can say whatever he wants. Now,
isn't there something you admire about that? A little bit.
I'm looking forward to being old and being liberated, being able to say what I think. But why is he being wheeled down in front of people? He's 91.
Because here's the deal.
In front of people,
they're soft targets for the media. You know what they're going to get themselves in trouble every time.
Are the ratings that low? They need to be wheeling stuff like that out, car crashes like that out.
I mean, what was the interview? I haven't seen the interview. What was the premise of the interview? What were they interviewing for?
I've got no. He was on Good Morning Britain. He's on Talk TV tonight.
He's on it tonight. What time?
I don't know. Is he promoting something, or I mean, what's going on with him? I mean, why would you invite Bernie Ecclestone on to Good Morning Britain?
Oh, just what do you do with? But that's, and you know, they never go. They go after someone like that because they know they're going to say something dumb. You've got to blame the media. Do it too. This is not in no way. Whatever you think of Putin, I've got no opinion to it, to be honest. I know nothing about the politics of all that, whether it's good, bad, or whatever, because I know that this is there's a framing thing that goes on in the media. It's a framing thing. And but they wheel these people out knowing that this is a ratings boon, isn't it? You know, we'll get this old guy out. If they're old, how old is he?
91.
91. What year was he born?
91 years ago, Wayne. You're the maths teacher.
Please like and subscribe. 91. Oh, don't make me do math now. 91. So what? 19, 20, 30, 1940. He's born in the 40s. He's been through the war. I mean, Jesus.
1931, he was born.
So what? He was growing up in 1941. He was a 10-year-old. I'm just trying to think of people's views. I just think they do it on purpose. They go, who are we going to get on? Oh, he's going to say something dumb, isn't he? Or not dumb by our moral standards. That would, if he'd have said that, like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, do you know how many, you want to read the apologists in the British media for Hitler at the time? Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, I said I've raised it twice already. Twice already we've mentioned Hitler.
It's part of a bigger question as well. When you bring out the Nelson Piquet comment as well, that was from an interview a year ago, right? And that was talked about 2 days ago, right? That news story broke 2 days ago, and then the interview with Bernie out today. What's going on that they want to either cover up or why is it coming out now? Why is it coming out now? Is Bernie writing a book?
I don't know what he was promoting. We'll have to go look into that next time and have the full lowdown. I've got a feeling that this is going to run. And the Nelson Piquet thing. Nelson Piquet was always he was always one of those. He was always one of those. I could pull up comments now. Nelson Piquet was saying when he was in a race, he called Nigel Mansell's wife ugly. You know, he's a horrible individual. He is. He always was. Called Nigel Mansell's wife ugly when he was racing.
Personality aside, if you read the content of the interview, depending on which translation you get, right, he used the word that in Brazilian Portuguese means young boy, right? It's a descriptive name for a young boy. It describes what his skin color is. That is a colloquialism in that country. Right? Yeah, it is a racist term in 90% of the world, but in that country, it's a colloquial term for describing a younger man. Right?
Was it the N-word he said, or did he say a different word?
No, it was. He said
it was clearly the word, the evil word that cannot be spoken. It was
as in, my boy did that.
Right.
It wasn't It wasn't said in a derogatory way. It wasn't said in a derogatory context. It was said in a descriptive context using a colloquial word that in that country is not taken. And
like we've said before, where we've worked before, it was never a negative word.
No.
Like if someone come up to you and said, "You're my," it was a term of endearment. You'd be like, "What, really?
Hey, white boy,
I'm your. Oh my God, that's awesome." It was like an endorsement. So, not standing aside that Nelson Piquet is an arsehole.
The flip side of that is, he is not a local celebrity. He is a worldwide celebrity. He has to make sure that his language is appropriate worldwide, no matter when he's talking.
Yeah, but he's, like I said, he's always been an arsehole.
Well, when it's wrong.
He was nasty piece of work.
He used, and that's Max Verstappen's statement that he made as part of the press day today, interview with Sky TV or whatever. What do you think of what Nelson said? He said it was in context. It wasn't a derogatory term. It's been taken out of context, but he should be aware of the language that he's using. It's not correct to use that language.
Yeah, Max has got to walk a fine line.
Yeah,
he's considering he's
daddy
porking his princess. But I think as well, I was a bit disappointed in Lewis's reaction. This kind of whole witch hunt kind of thing about racism, like it's the best thing you can do is just be completely indifferent. Hamilton's response should have been, yeah, well, he can say what he likes.
I've had this my whole life, which is what he said.
I've had this. I don't care anyway. I'm the greatest. I'm the great, one of the greatest drivers ever. He's a nobody, and he should have just said that. Instead, he comes out with this: "We need to take action," and it's like, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to stop people being racist? You can't. You have to climb in people's minds. What are you going to do? Kill racists? What are you going to do? It's just the most nonsense thing. What action can you take against someone who's racist? They're just racist.
Stop giving them a platform.
Society does that anyway. Society will do that.
Yes, and society has done that. And
it means this whole idea, we must take action.
He won't be on TV. He won't be interviewed. He won't be interviewed again.
But Hamilton should have been the biggest power against these kind of things is indifference. You just say that guy's a loser. And do you know why? The thing with Piquet is, and this has been stated numerous times, Piquet is a very bitter man. And why do you think he's a bitter man?
Because he only won it 3 times.
Well, no, you wouldn't be bitter. He was never loved like Senna.
Yeah.
And every interview, people talk about this, that he's a very bitter man because they didn't love him in Brazil.
Right.
And as soon as Senna appeared on the scene, everybody just loved Senna. And he's a bitter man about that. That's what I think. That's my 2 pence worth. But
doesn't take me.
Let's move
on to another.
I want to talk about this all night. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I know you would, but people don't want to hear it.
All right.
We're talking about diversity and inclusion. Jamie Chadwick this week, 2-time Formula W champion, development driver for Williams.
Yeah.
She's won the first 6 races. She's rocking it in the W Series. She said that she was in an interview this week and was asked what her goals were, and her goal was to get a woman into Formula One. Now, whether that's her or somebody be behind her, she's talking about the practicalities of it. Why are more women not in Formula One? And I think that's a great thing. I think she's a fantastic driver. She's got a killer instinct. She's got the personality. She's got the
Formula 2,
talent.
yeah? Formula 2, you say? She's in Formula 2.
In the W Series.
Is that a women's series?
Yes. Please tell me you're aware of this, because it shadows the Formula One. Every time there's a Formula One race.
Why have they got a women's series?
This is the point. So there's a lot of physical differences between men and women, right?
Yeah. I know that.
Right? So Formula 2 and Formula 3.
You do know you're being transphobic, but yeah, let's go.
They have this. She races for Jenner Racing. Leaving that one there.
There has been a female Formula 1 driver.
Yeah.
There's been a couple.
Lola, what's her name? It was in the 90s. Well, Susie Wolf was a test driver. She drove
There's one that was a lot older. There's been a female IndyCar race, and obviously we know who's the presenter. What's her name?
Susie Wolf?
No, the presenter. She's a presenter now. Danica Patrick. She was
Oh yeah.
I mean, but an oval at that speed. Are you telling me that? She's cutting it with the men. So.
Leila Lombardi.
That's a cool name.
It is, isn't it? She should be a race driver anymore. So Formula 2, Formula 3, for example.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
To the topic. Formula 2 and Formula 3 have standardized steering wheels.
Right, okay.
And you have to grip them. But the design of them is such that a woman's hands, in general, are too small to grip them, so they need to make it more accessible, make it smaller. But then if they make it smaller, is it going to be strong enough? So there's these technical developments that are going to need to be inclusive rather than because there's only
they can design the seats. They have the seats, don't they? So everyone has their own personalised seat. Have your own personalised seat.
Cockpit, yes, but the cockpit wouldn't be wide enough for some female drivers that have got wide hips. Women, by their nature, have wide hips, so you can't get that in and out of a cockpit at the size that it's at the moment.
Right, now we're going to talk about, is there a will to do this? Because there's been drivers that have been so tall. I mean, Mark Webber, very tall. They've been
Russell,
drivers,
very tall.
Yeah, and they talk about the car has to be altered quite a lot for these people. Come on.
Yeah. Well, you look at somebody of the body shape of Naomi.
What's interesting to me is, why are they in a separate championship? If I can understand it in tennis, because of the physical differences, and I think John McEnroe said this statement, which everybody wet the bed about, but was true, that Serena Williams is the number one woman tennis player, but if she was competing with the men, she'd be number 300, right? And he said it's just fact. He wasn't being misogynistic. It's just fact, And we see this with the football. We see the England team will play a bunch of 15-year-olds and lose. The female football team will lose because there are physical differences between men and women.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in Formula One, I can't see where that difference would be. You're talking about the hands, but that's a physical thing that they can change.
Yep. The angle, she brings up a couple of points about the physicality and is the regulations have been built around a standard driver, right? That has to be within this size and that size, the cockpit. The scope of movement has to be the X, Y, and Z, and the steering wheel has to be that, right? But that hasn't taken into account the physical differences with women. Now, is there the motivation to now include that? And
I don't think there is, and you can turn around and say, I should in this argument two different things.
Yes,
obviously that's why you said it. Of course they should. It's ridiculous. There are female fighter pilots, for crying out loud. The G-forces in a fighter plane are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? So then, but, we don't want to start screaming, is this deliberately misogynistic? And I'm very uncomfortable with this, structures of this and, what are you looking at?
I'm reading what Jamie Chadwick said, right? So her comments were about her being the guinea pig to test. She's Williams' development driver at the moment, so she can she's got a voice. She can bring up these things that would be easy for her because she sits in a Williams car and it's like she says about how can we make sure there's no restrictions on how close the pedals are so you can get the right leverage, right? Is there a regulation that means that the pedals are far apart, that you can't get the right, when you're sitting, you can't get the right pressure on the pedals because they're too far apart? I don't know. I don't know enough about female anatomy and Formula One car design.
Oh, wow.
But she's brought that up.
Okay.
She brought up about the steering wheel, about the hips. These things that someone that's very capable is bringing up, and should they be addressed? Is there the motivation? Should there be the motivation within Formula One or motorsport in general that they work, and she's not suggesting she gets a seat with Williams straight away in Formula One. She's suggesting she works her way through like any other driver, but the regulations include space for those changes, like the wheel being narrower or thinner that smaller hands can grip.
I can't see how that wouldn't be. I know what you're saying, but I can't see how that wouldn't be able to be accommodated for. I mean, look at, is it Yuki Tsunoda or
yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They must be moving his pedals forwards and stuff like that for him.
I think they're putting lumps of wood on his feet.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I can't see where the regulations would prohibit this.
Yeah. I mean, Yuki's must have small hands just by for him to be in you know, in
his massive hands.
He must have.
I can't see how that's a regulatory thing.
Yeah,
it must be that.
It would be interesting to hear if anyone knows Jamie Chadwick out there. Get her on. Let's talk about this. Let's find out in detail what the differences are.
Yeah, it's just
maybe we're going to hashtag her in this podcast.
Yeah, I just think I can't see why the regulations wouldn't be accommodating for that. If they accommodate for seats, setup, personal driver preferences, it just seems odd.
Yeah.
And anything else about identity politics we want to cover?
No, but Sebastian Vettel, I would like to bring this up.
He's had his haircut. He's had his haircut.
Oh, I've not seen that.
I think he's had his haircut, unless it was an old photo.
But
that was one of my jokes. His hair has got a new deal. That'll be maybe next week's.
Okay, thanks for that. Did you know that he
can't wait?
He owns the FW14B that Nigel Mansell won his championship in.
What, the 1992 FW?
Yes, with the iconic number 5 on the front, which is why Vettel.
The one that was driven at the Goodwood Festival of Speed this weekend? Last weekend? We'll talk about that later. I've got some little videos to show. We'll talk about that later.
But,
okay.
He owns he owns the car, and he has adapted it, or had it adapted to run on carbon neutral fuel.
Quickly see a news article about fuel in Formula One cars and how F1 are going to do this.
What Vettel's point is, and he's been quite vocal about it and called himself a hypocrite. He's called himself out for
get the self-deprecation out of the way first before you let
But then now he's turning around and going, right, I've said all this, I've acknowledged this, but now I'm working and helping towards, if you're going to celebrate the history of, there's absolutely no need to be running that. It's a V8 or V6. What is it? What size engine is it?
You're the man in the pits, mate.
Well,
you're the man. I'm the one that doesn't know anything. You're the one that does. Go on.
Right. So, there's no need to be running that car, right? And polluting the atmosphere the way it did back then. Right. There's no requirement. It's not providing entertainment and all that kind of stuff, right? All the ways that he justified being part of sport now. So he said, let's make it carbon neutral. Let's make them run the same performance, and he's going to run it on Sunday morning.
Formula One's, aside from the military, Formula One is a test bed for what you have on your car.
Yes.
Carbon fiber, all these things, all those innovations. When people talk about Formula, is this driving? No, that's direct lineage to the way your car safety at home, your car's performance, everything. There's a direct lineage from Formula One.
It's the same with space.
And people
what? The same with space.
Yeah, space.
We wouldn't have cordless drones if it wasn't for the space program.
Yeah, all these things that we studied and people say is a waste of money does filter through to, this would be a good idea if we put that on car. Brilliant.
Technology, How many cars now with paddles on the gear wheels, on the steering wheel?
Nigel Mansell for that. I sell that car. Go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Oh yeah. Where are you at the Goodwood Festival of Speed there?
I was at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and no one recognised me, funny enough. How strange is that? I was. We can get into that. We can get into that after this, can't we? Because we've got no good race, bad race. We can do a bit of that, and then we can do predictions. But anyway, go on. You were saying. What's interesting, here's a little interesting anecdotal thing, that NASA spent a fortune trying to get a pen to work in space. Do you ever read about this?
Yeah.
And then the Russians were just using pencils. They must have gone,
space pen.
Oh yeah,
I've got a space pen.
Oh yeah,
but then
that was easy, wasn't it?
That's
Communism is good for one thing.
It's Occam's razor. Sometimes the easiest solution is the most obvious.
But no one at NASA just went, can't we just use pencils?
Mate, that's the same. It's the same mob that sent a probe to Mars and measured the distance in kilometers and then programmed it in miles.
No, it wasn't NASA. That was us.
Was it Issa?
That was us. That was the probe. That guy with the big sideburns. Can't remember his name. That probe that crashed. That was us. We did that.
I thought that was NASA. I'm going to check that.
They probably did that as well at some point. You're going to check that. Yeah, you get back to me, buddy. I'm going to check that with my NASA pen there. But yeah, all of that filters down. Everything. The tyres, everything. And active suspension.
Yeah.
You know? Bernie Ecclestone. It all filters down. It all filters down to us. Before you know it. What an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
It wouldn't be a shame if somebody with a bullet for
I'd take a bullet for him. I should have put he'd take a hand grenade for him. That's a song, isn't it? What song is that? Oh no, I've missed out on that. He'd even stated he would catch a grenade for him.
Yeah.
Perhaps next week I'll put that in. No one's listening anyway at this point. So
not at this point, not this far in.
Yeah. So yeah. So we got what else?
You know what? If people are listening, if our friend in Portugal is listening, it would be interesting to talk about the nuances of the Portuguese language and
wow, yes,
subject. Yeah,
please pop it in the comments. Like and subscribe. It's really weird on YouTube with this podcast. We got like 124 views for the one before last, and then like 15 for the last one. Just goes like. But a couple of our diehard fans have popped a few comments in, and yeah, they're happy to see that we're getting some kind of viewing.
Good stuff.
Is
that one of your somebody you're a fan of shouting there in the background?
Who's shouting in the background? Murray.
Is that Murray?
My old mate Murray. Oh, I bet you he never got himself in trouble, did he?
No,
never got. Here's one. I saw one race I was watching on the F1 history one, and he was it's quite strange. He'll be cancelled just if this gets out. And it was one car wouldn't move out the way for Senna. It was some race on F1 channel, and he said, "Come on now, he should be playing the white man." And I listened to it and I thought, Murray, what are you doing? And I listened to it.
Novice era.
He's cancelled now. Cancelled beyond the grave. Murray. Yeah. They'll be after him. Do you know what? I think we should know a little bit. They'll be after him next.
One of the TV networks came out recently saying that they wouldn't be altering any historic canon, any historic library entries because of its social content at the time. At the time, it was deemed to be socially acceptable, so that they're going to stick with that.
Well, yeah,
this is your choice to watch it or not now.
Well, it's kind of like when you see these arguments. There we get into politics. People putting down statues and stuff. Oh, they were morally repugnant. No, that's because your morals now are different. Their morals, it's a different world. Then nothing they would. Yeah. It's just accept history for what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, Murray's getting twitchy.
Murray is getting twitchy and he's got to say something. Hopefully not.
Yeah. Keep it clean, Murray.
Keep it clean, buddy, please.
Unless I'm very much mistaken.
Oh, thank you, Murray.
Did a solid there. Well done.
He did a solid and he didn't say anything.
Didn't upset anyone.
Didn't upset anyone. Not yet. He will do.
If you've been affected by the topics discussed in this evening's podcast, please Google someone that will care.
Yeah. Please write it on a postcard, then screw it up, then push it. Okay, so what should we go for now? We're going to go for a bit of this is a segment of the podcast hasn't seen the light of day for a long while since the season started. It's nostalgia.
Oh, nostalgia. Let's go.
Nostalgia. The warm bathing beauty of nostalgia, especially when you get to our age. Nostalgia is the thing you just turn to, didn't you? Favorite film, Anyway, let's get. What's that? Top Dad. Did you like the film?
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Tom Cruise is the last proper action hero. I'm pretty much telling you that now. Have you seen the new Mission Impossible trailer?
Yeah.
He's the last proper action hero. Him.
Dwayne Johnson. Come on.
There's a funny story about that. I can't tell it on the podcast. I'll tell you just after the end. It's so fucking. I'm swearing again. Oh. Right. Okay. Let's have nostalgia. Nostalgia. That's a nostalgia podcast. Now, I don't know if anybody listening up until the half-hour mark knows. I went to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Did you know that?
I knew that. I promoted your attendance on Instagram.
Yeah.
That popular social media platform.
Yeah. Got us loads of hits.
Let me tell you how many likes it got. Carry on, Wild.
My self-esteem is just too fragile for that.
You know what, though? It's in the title. It's your self-esteem. Nobody else cares.
That's it. No one cares. And you know what? If you know a healthy bit of stoicism, that is a good lesson to learn. No one cares about your stuff. No one. Not even us. If you're listening now, please like and subscribe. Anyway, I went to the Goodwood Festival of Speed and immediately gravitated towards the Formula 1 cars. I'm not interested. What are you confident?
For those listening on the radio,
when we go to the Grand Prix, we're going to live stream. We're going to live stream on Facebook. Apparently, live streaming on Facebook is the thing to do for the Belgian Grand Prix. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's going to spiral.
But stop changing the subject for those that were watching on the radio. I indicated that we had 0 comments and 0 likes for the post about Wayne and
I tell you what, I might as well just say a racial slur or pledge my support for Chairman Mao or something like that.
No such thing as bad publicity.
That's it. Bernie Ecclestone's probably crushing it now. Okay, I went to the Goodwood Festival of Speed and I want to share with the viewers on YouTube what I saw. The Formula 1 cars I saw and how amazing it was to see them in the flesh, so to speak. So we're going to share screen. I'm going to show. Oh, actually, no one's watching, so it's just for you, mate. Just for you, because
I'm interested, mate.
Good. Thank God you are. If you are, pop a like and a comment.
How do I do that now?
Go do that now. Right. So let's see what was the first one I was going to do. All right. Let's share screen. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be tricky. So people listening, you're not going to pop over to our YouTube channel, and yeah, you can do that.
We'll do the best to audio describe what we're.
Yes, we are going to do that. We're going to share screen.
The majority of people that listen on the Amazon Echo platform, and as you can see, we're
the number one Formula 1 podcast on Amazon Echo. People, that's what our number one fan said. Well, let's share this screen. We're going to share this screen here, right? And I'm going to try and pop up some of the videos I made of the Formula 1 cars, okay? So first of all, let's go to the first Formula 1 car encounter. Like I said, I went there and I'm not interested. I don't know why I've done that. Everybody watching, don't bother with that. Okay, open with this. Okay. Now I'm all of it. Jeez Louise.
Should we pause the video for a couple of minutes so you compose yourself?
It won't change the time. So, I don't want that either. Let's close that. Okay. Let's close that. Okay. Let me find what I was looking at.
Don't bring up your...
Here we go. Here's some old Formula 1 cars that I saw, okay? This is... Okay, so let's play this video from the start. I'm going to turn the volume down on that. Okay, so this is a very old Formula 1 car, and it was driven by Carlos Regazzoni. I did have the stats on it, but I don't have it now. It is I think it's a Talbot.
What's that little thing at the front there?
Oh, okay. Where?
Back. You scroll back a bit. There, stop there.
Yeah, there. Yeah. That's part of the design.
Yeah, what's in there then? It looks like there's a parachute or something in there.
They've stuffed something in there.
Seat for midget?
There's a... Is midget politically correct? I don't know. Small
Sorry,
person.
a vertically challenged person.
What I did find interesting, the variety of wing designs on some of these. This is an early 80s car. Carlos Regazzoni drove it. I think he didn't win a race in it. Let's just bring up a picture of Carlos driving it. I did. Here it is.
It looks so different when they're driving it, doesn't it?
This is the car driving it. So here we go. Look, this is the car him driving it in a race. Carlos Regazzoni. It's just got a hole.
V8. Yeah, it's just a hole.
Just a hole.
I wonder if the two wings in front of the 17, right on the nose there.
Yeah.
If that channels the air up and comes exhausts out through the middle there. And acts as a down force on that front section across the wheels there. If that's what that is.
Yeah, I mean, the experimentation on some of these cars is phenomenal. In a minute, I'm going to show you one of Ayrton Senna's earlier cars. It was a Tolbert.
Was this one from the previous ground effect era?
Around about that time. This is after the Lotus. I think it's the Lotus 79, which was a ground effect car. But what surprised me is you can get close up to these cars. So I don't think they're the shoes that you wear.
Oh, that's a shame. Driving shoes.
Yeah.
Wonder why they've
quite close up. Right. So I just had a little breezy look on that one. Right. Here I am walking across Goodwood. Very busy. Now, this is the first.
Nobody stopped you and said hi, Wayne?
No one. Okay. Now this is a Renault from 1978. Okay. This is the first turbo car. Okay.
Wow.
This is the first.
That's
one.
not how it went on track. Tell me that's not how they went on track.
No, it didn't go on track like that. This guy here, can you see my little pointer? Yeah. That is René Arnoux.
Oh, I recognise that name.
Yes. And so did I. And I didn't realise it was him. I was looking at him thinking, that's René Arnoux. Am I going to go up to him and ask him for a sort of... The thing was, mate, if it was me and you, we'd have done it. I'd have done it. But on your own, it's just so difficult. It really is so difficult. And this is the first ever turbo car, and it won. And I think Prost drove it as well. It's a Renault 78, 79. And you can get... That's right pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Oh, it gets better, mate. It gets better, right? So the Renault RS10... There's a lot of stuff there. I should have taken a photo, really. And you get really close to these old Formula One cars. There's René Arnoux, and I knew it was him. And I thought, and he knew I knew. Okay, right.
Is it written on his? So hang on, there's a battery there. What was it running? Did you hear it or?
No, he was getting ready to do. He was getting ready to do his performance with it.
Oh right, okay. So
they're all getting ready. They're all suited up and booted, right? So anyway, right. So I looked around there, bottled it to talk to René Arnoux. Now here we go. So this is a McLaren.
Well, thanks here in case you wanted. That's that's the one that was in. What's his name?
So this is Niki Lauda's last World Championship Formula One driving car. So Niki Lauda retired briefly, then come back in the early 80s. His teammate was Alain Prost, and he won the championship by half a point over Alain Prost. And this is the McLaren he won it in. Half a point. I think it was something like that. I'm going to have to double check, but I think it was half a point he won the championship.
What would you get half a point for?
I don't know.
You can see some stuff that's really familiar and stuff that's, design aspects of it that are familiar and constant. And some stuff that's just like barking mad. Look at the brake ducts on that.
Yeah.
Air intake.
Let's move that. Yeah. So this is I think it's 84. Oh God, because I'm on the podcast, I haven't got all the facts now. It's 84 that Niki Lauda won his last championship, and I think he retired after that year. Okay. So this is Niki Lauda's. It's the McLaren. It's the precursor to Alain Prost's McLaren that he won a couple of championships in. Did he win a couple of championships? Yeah, I think he did, right? Yeah, and you can get... I mean, I saw a lot of Ferraris, and they're really interesting.
Did you take these out and drive them?
They were driving them. This is what I was going to tell you, right? So this one, now you'd be mistaken for thinking, another McLaren, but this isn't. This is an Alfa Romeo, which was driving at the same time. I think John Watson drove an Alfa Romeo like this. I'm not sure, but it's same sponsorship, completely same sponsorship, but different team completely. And they always stick them next to each other. And I'm pretty sure people walk up and go, 2 McLarens, but they're not McLaren. That's not a McLaren, right?
Right.
So you get a good look there, right? So look at the nose on this. This is a car. This is an early 80s car. It's a Talbot, and this one was driven by Senna, I think. Maybe he.
Talbot, get on. Sergio
Look at
It couldn't be any more 80s, could it?
No, Derek Warwick and Bruno Giacomelli raced this. Look at that. Look at the front wing on that.
Oh.
It's a beast. Mate,
right, so hang on.
Next year we'll do this. Next year we're doing this.
All these cars went out and drove around
Some of them
circuit,
did,
or did
some of them didn't. The one that I'm most interested in, I had a long chat with the guy there. I'm gonna try and get in contact with him.
I know we'll get to that, but let's answer this question first.
No, I don't think this one drove. This was just
right. But so Sebastian Vettel's point about having these all run on zero carbon fuel or carbon neutral fuel is quite a good point. Do you know what I mean? It's making it more sustainable, more environmentally friendly. You can get that nice huggy feeling when you go home. You've not been
they're not running. They're not running like 15 races in the season. They're running once or twice a year. Leave them alone. Yeah, leave them alone.
But if you've got the chance, just
this one was started up. This one was started up later on in the day, and I was behind it. The noise was phenomenal. It is beautiful. Anyway, right, let's go on.
That's why you should start them up all the time.
Yeah,
just because of the noise and get the fuel.
So I had a good look. I had a little nose around, and this is this one here. This one was driven by Senna, and a car like this. I'm not sure if this one was actually the one, and this one was could have won the Monaco Grand Prix. Very contested Monaco Grand Prix. Anyway, I'm
aerodynamic packages, though, isn't it? Look at the.
Okay, this is a Michael Schumacher. This was driven.
Is that the one that Mick Schumacher drove?
I don't think he did. I'm not sure. I'll have to check.
He drove one of Michael Schumacher's Benetton.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly skip because of our time, but I'm going to make a nice video for the YouTube channel for it. And here's the thing: these are the mechanics that were working on this car. I mean, you can see time's been good or bad. I don't know, whatever. The same mechanics, mate. They have to have the same mechanics because they know the car. So they're the same mechanics.
How wicked is that, though?
Right. So
I would love that as a job. Just getting older, maintaining that, taking it and talking to people that love it. Oh,
so anyway,
what a job.
So I think I walk back here. I'm looking around. Right. Okay.
Next year we're going to this together.
Yeah, we'll do it, mate. And we'll camp. You can camp.
We'll talk to Yano truly.
Okay, so let me just find. All right, that's the Tom, and I go back to the Tom because I wanted to get the information, right? So let's open up another one, right? Okay, let's try this one. Let me just quickly stop this. Stop this one. Okay, what's this one? This one, right? Okay, here we go. Let me turn the volume off. Okay, here we go. Again, the name of who raced them and whatever, I have to actually go back and research. Okay, actually,
Conity, that is a car, isn't it?
They kept it in immaculate condition. What's the name of the Tony Brooks, driver Tony Brooks, okay? But this is the one. So that's a Ferrari. Let's go past that.
Is that the Ferrari that Nigel Mansell drove and said it was the best car he'd ever driven?
No idea. We're gonna have to talk about that another time. I want to get because of time pressures, okay?
Yeah.
Here we go, right. So I chatted with this guy, right? Jim Clark drove this car, and no, it wasn't that one. These are Lotuses, right? These are old Lotuses, right? I think that was an old Lotus. Hang on. So I go around here. This car here was Jim Clark's car, a Lotus, and I ended up chatting with the guy, and just to touch a car that Jim Clark drove Team Lotus. I know you can get right in and look at the dashboards and everything. I'd have to show you some of these videos, man. They're just, that's the Lotus Climax, and there was a BRM there, right? Let me just quickly. And I chatted to this guy. He was saying he knows all about it because these are owned privately. And he said, when this car, every time this car raced, either it won or it broke down. And he said Jim Clark won in this car, and just to be next to it, it's just unbelievable, right? So I chatted to this guy for quite a bit, and he was really cool. And then I looked in there. I've got to show you these videos properly. They're just amazing, right? So anyway, I walked along, looked at this one, didn't quite recognise that. Now here's my favourite one.
Yeah, there you go. Is that the one with the fan in the back?
This one won at Monaco. This one won at Monaco with our old friend Ronnie Peterson. Okay, so it's got now Ronnie Peterson, as you know, was never world champion, but it's got number one on the car. And you think, well, why has it got number one on the car? This is a 1974 Lotus, and there was no number one driver in 1974 because Jackie Stewart decided after Francois Servette's death at Watkins Glen, which is what Ernie was talking about. He was there that day.
Yeah.
Jackie Stewart decided to walk away from the sport. Anyway, that's why this has got number one on there. But this is Ronnie Peterson's car that won at Monaco. And I had a long chat with these guys. And this guy here, you'll see him briefly on the right. I might pop these in the Dropbox for you, mate, so you can watch them all. He was telling me that they've got the original drawings, and this one was going to race that today, and but it got a little fuel leak and it couldn't race. But they keep it in immaculate condition, and this is a race-winning car from Monaco.
You know what? I would love to be involved in something like that. I would love to. That would be my job.
I want to talk to these guys. I'm emailing all of them. I gave this guy about a handful of our leaflets, the most leaflets I ever got rid of that day. And he said he talked to the guys in the factory because they're all the same pit crew. Everybody, the same engineers from 1974.
Oh, that'd be wicked.
Who worked on this car. And he said, this guy's telling me, he's, again, a young man, 20 something, having the time of his life. I said, you lucky man. You got this job. He told me all the history of this car, the 1974 Lotus, Grand Prix greats, Sky Sports. Yeah, he told me all about this. And yeah, absolutely marvelous. And he was really cool. And I gave him a few of leaflets. But there was one moment, and you'll love this moment. I've got to find it on the thing, right? Let me find it. I don't know who was I looking at? I'm gonna have to find it. Right, let's stop this video. Sorry, podcast listeners. This is kind of like us just getting in. We're going to this next year, mate. Let me just quickly see if it's this video. I'm just quickly go through.
Yeah,
here we go. Here's the car you're talking about. You were talking about Vettel. This is Nigel Mansell's car that he won his championship in. Turn the volume off. That raced today, and I was going to talk to some of the guys there, but I didn't. That race, Nigel Mansell drove this car. Got very close. I love
that they've got the regular Williams gear on, all the Williams branded, the modern Williams branded stuff. Are they current Williams staff man in the stand then? They're all staff from Williams. The classic. This guy, I was trying to chat to. He was chatting to a lot of the crowd, but he was the one that fired it up. But yeah, so I saw that. I'm rushing through because there's a couple of highlights. I got quite a few good videos, so I'm actually surprised. I'm trying to find. Right, what's this one? I've got to find. I'm surprised you didn't prep all this before you came on, mate. You know, being the professional you are.
Okay, shush. What's this one? This is the current Williams. This is the only current Formula One car there. The length of it is just phenomenal.
Yeah, well, Nicholas Latifi doesn't need it this weekend, does he?
Oh, have we not even mentioned that? We've not even mentioned that. Let's have a look. I've got to. This is it. While you're looking at this terrible video, has that video stopped? It's slowing down.
Just see lots of people's asses and crotches
It's really hard.
Why would you keep your phone on? Do you not know where the pause button is?
This isn't a phone. This is the GoPro. I just left it on, walking between them. There was a moment where I was looking at a McLaren.
Oh, we saw Ferrari there for a moment, and then it's back to people's calves.
Okay, sorry. I'm thinking of time. We've got to do our predictions. Okay. Sorry, people. I know this is not fun for people listening. Oh, that's the Tolman starting up. What I want to get is when I was looking at these McLarens, right? Okay, that's when I go back. What's this? There's hundreds of red arrows. Okay, what's this one? The McLarens. I went to the McLaren. These guys were handing out stuff. Oh, that's me trying to get. Why would I be filming the red arrows so much?
Because they're awesome.
They are awesome, bless them. But that's the red arrows. Where is it? There was just a moment that it was just funny to me. They're here. It might be this one. Hold on. I want to get this on here. Has our 10-minute timer come up yet?
No.
Okay.
Well, not that I can see.
Okay. There was a moment I'm trying to find it. Where was it? I was at the McLaren bit. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the bit. I was staring at the McLarens. Okay. Here. This is it, right? This is the McLaren bit. Let's just turn the volume off again. Sorry, people. So I'm looking at this. This went out on track, and they're giving away a lot of stuff. There's Senna's car there. I've got a great video. I followed Senna's car all the way pretty much to the track when you weren't meant to. So this is Jenson Button's car. I think it's Jenson Button. No, it's number 2. Jenson Button was the world champion in 2009. This is a 2010 car. This is Lewis Hamilton's 2010 car. Okay.
That's the one you can drive at, what's the aerodrome car place? Where the Concorde is.
Oh, crikey. That's,
you set the simulator and drive that round the historic track.
So I go over to here. So this is Senna's car, world championship car. For me, one of the most iconic McLarens, right? So even like when we saw
those shell off the top, look at that.
Yeah, well, they were getting it ready because Mika Hakkinen was going to drive it that day, right? So I'm stood there. I have a long chat with a guy who works as a software engineer who must have been about 18, right? And this was the best bit. And what they do is they blow whistles, yeah? When cars are coming through to go on track, they've got to move them, yeah? So they start blowing whistles for all the crowd to get out of the way. So all the whistles start going. I turn round. And what's going on? Everybody's got to get out of the way. And Lewis Hamilton's car's just wheeled past. And look at the amount of people. So
that's George Russell's.
This is George Russell's. Oh, okay. Well.
63.
He was there that day. He was there. And I said, there's all these people here. You think, oh, that's done. And then there's another guy who tries to be Toto Wolff. And then to go with it, there's a van. And I turned around to this kid next to me. And I said, well, that was a stroke of luck. He went, you're telling me? He was filming it because we were just me and this kid were just looking at these cars and the whistles went. And we were like, yeah. So I had a long chat, but I think I come back later. There's a Williams of Damon Hill.
Mansell.
Not Mansell, no, way after Mansell. That's David Hills.
Damon Hill drove with number 5 as well?
No, I couldn't tell you. Maybe it was. Well, he drove a number 1. There's a few Ferraris. The Ferraris are just. I got right into the cockpit because this is Mansell's car. Where is it? And it's the first one with the paddle gear stick. And it won. Right. And it won first time out at Brazil, the first race of the championship. And it was so unreliable. Mansell had already booked his flight home before the race had finished. He said he's not going to finish, and he won the race. And yeah, so I had a good look at the Ferraris, but this is it. I get quite. What's interesting is the damage. This is Schumacher's Ferrari. The damage on them, there's still marks on them, and you think that happened in a race, you know? Okay, so.
Yeah, but was it recently or was it?
Well, just marks around where the head is and stuff, where they're getting in and out, I suppose.
All right, the wear and tear rather.
Just wear and tear. And I was going to show you another one. Where is it? Must be.
I'd love to stand and talk to one of the mechanics about why this and what that and the whole thing.
Next year we'll do it, mate. Yeah,
mate, we're doing this next year.
We're doing it, mate. I kept thinking, and do you know what? I would have been a little bit more braver actually if I had someone with me. I know that sounds silly.
And if I was there, we'd have been,
we'd be bullying people. And what's this?
We would have had.
I stood here
as well.
Oh no, this was the racing. I think I went back. This was Mansell's car coming out of the This was Mansell's car coming out for the track, so you could win competitions to get in the cars. So this is Mansell's car getting wheeled out to be raced by Nigel Mansell. Let me just forward the video. Guys, if you're listening on Amazon, pop along to the YouTube site because we've got these videos up. I know it's not much fun listening to us jabbering away. So this girl must have won a little competition so she could steer it out to the track. They let her steer it. They're pushing it and she's steering it. But this is the one I was waiting for. Let's open this one. So they warmed it up. They didn't start the engine. She was just
great
allowed.
Content, by the way.
It is good content, mate. We've got 10 minutes. Okay, let me just quickly show you.
We gotta do our
predictions.
10 minutes.
Yeah. We got loads of time. Okay, let me just shut that one, right? So let me just quickly show you this one. I think this is Ayrton Senna. Okay, not Ayrton, the Ayrton Senna. So this is the McLaren Ayrton Senna's car coming out. I was told to come back. No, this is that one. Maybe it was Ayrton Senna's. Yeah. So this young lady was lucky enough to steer Ayrton Senna's car out onto track. And I was like...
And the brakes would have worked as well, eh?
Yeah. It's just...
size of that wing.
So obviously there's that Alfa Romeo one that looks like a McLaren going out in ahead of him. And I just followed all the way along. And I looked on Twitter and the girl was on Twitter, and I actually might go back on Twitter and go and post a video of her doing it. Find her on Twitter because she said, "Oh, this is my dream come true. I got to steer Senna's car." So I might post it on there for her. Find her on Twitter. So she got, and I followed them all the way around. It's just Anyway, people, that was my day at the Goodwood Festival. Now we've got to go to predictions on that anticlimactic, but I'll put all these things. I'm going to make a little nice video for the YouTube channel of all the cars, and maybe put some information about the cars, because obviously I've got a few glasses of wine in and I can't quite remember, and I'll put them in the Dropbox for you, mate. And next year we'll do it.
Do it big time, mate. We'll do it big.
It's brilliant, mate. You'd love it. Right.
Do it proper. We'll stay over and everything.
Yeah, we'll stay over camping. There's campsites there.
Yeah, we'll do the planning when we're on the way to Belgium.
Definitely. I'm only interested in the Formula 1 cars. I didn't even show you. There was a couple. There was last year's Alpine and stuff like that there. But the last year's cars are, you know me, nostalgic, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not interested in historic vehicles, are you?
That's too new for me. Okay, people, let's go.
Do you know what we should do? I think Murray's talking again.
You want to Murray? I thought we were going to go straight to predictions. Is he
10 minutes, 7 minutes? We're not doing that in 7 minutes.
Okay, Murray, take it away.
Like a very number drain pipe.
Thank you, Murray. Thank you, Murray. Oh, all right, you're going for a top up. Go quick. I can't stop it.
Yeah, you can and start the next one. That's what I mean.
No, go quick. 7 minutes, plenty of time. Go.
Fucking hell. No.
Go do it. Go
I ain't
get
getting that right. No, let's go do the predictions. Go.
ready to riot. Riot. You can. I've got it ready. It's all ready for us to go, mate. I'm telling you, it's all ready for us to go. So you can get your top up. Look, I'm all ready.
Oh, get the predictions on.
Okay. Let's do the predictions.
I'm not letting the viewers suffer while I go get a drink.
They're not going to be suffering. I'm not going to put it online, am I? I was going to. Okay, let's put the focus there. Right. First of all, let's do that. Right. We've got 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Okay. Ready? Look up, sir. Thank you, Murray. Never to be cancelled. No one is cancelling Murray. I'd take a bullet for that, man. Okay. Let's go to predictions. There you go. There's a predictions animation. So let me just get ready. We've got the screen ready. I've just got to maybe zoom out a little bit. Let's screen share. Screen share desktop 2. That would be good. Okay, here we go. Brendan, 71 points. 84. You're having a laugh, and you're having a laugh. I'm crushing it at the moment, guys, with 84 points. Brendan, 71 points. Okay, so first of all, let's clear our field. I've cleared all the fields ready. Who do you think, Brendan? Do you want to do yours first? And what's the fastest lap for Silverstone? Because you know I'm the fastest lap king.
And I'll get that in a minute.
Okay.
I think Paul will be our friend Charles.
Okay, are you going for Charles Leclerc?
Yeah.
First name terms, obviously.
Yeah, you know, he's one of my, one of the chaps.
Burke. I spelled that wrong, haven't I? Have I spelled that wrong, or does he have a capital there? Doesn't matter. We know what it is. Lap.
Yeah.
Who's fastest lap?
I'll tell you what. He's not checking this, so we're pretty safe.
Yeah, he's not going to be popping his comment, is he?
It'd be cool if you did, though, Charles. If you're listening, comment, like, subscribe.
Let us know if you threw that Monaco Grand Prix. Anyway, come on, we've got 4 minutes. Here we go. Fastest lap.
The fastest lap will be. I reckon it's going to be Lewis. Is going to get fast.
I think so too. There's a lot of noise. Hamilton fastest lap. Lap time?
No, this is the thing that you always beat me on.
Okay.
The stats for the circuit: 5.891 kilometers long, 52 laps, distance 306.198 kilometers. Lap record is 1 minute 27.7
3 minutes
by Max Verstappen.
What is it? 1 minute what?
1 minute 27.
Okay. What's your fastest lap time?
It's gonna be 1:20. I'm gonna go for 1:30.543. 30.543. Right, let's quickly do this. Come on, we've got 3 minutes. Let's do it. Let's go. Oh Jesus! We can do this. Go. Number one. Verstappen. Okay, Verstappen, number one for you, sir. Number two. Yeah. I'm going to go Red Bull 1-2, Perez. Go. Number three. Sainz. I'm going to put Leclerc as DNF. So we're going to do Sainz for 3. And then we're going to have Hamilton 4, Russell 5. Sainz 3. Hamilton 4. Hamilton 4. Where's Hamilton? The GOAT is number 4. 5 and number 6. Quick. 6 will be Norris. Nice. I can't find a Norris. For the love, no, I've got Norris number 6. Number 7. Bottas. Alonso. Oh, come on. I've got the faces. They're all looking at me. Alonso's there. Bottas. Yeah. Bottas. Alonso. Gasly, Ricardo.
Ricardo, you are really.
Right, your turn. Go.
I'm looking for Gasly. Right, okay. My turn. We have 1 minute 49 seconds. Here we go. Pole. I'm going to say Verstappen. Lap time. Hamilton. Lap time 1.30.765. The winner is going to be the GOAT. Where's the GOAT? I've got another GOAT here. Hamilton. Winner is Hamilton. I think he's going to get this. By hook or by crook, he wants this so badly. I think second, Verstappen. I think third, Leclerc. I think Perez, fifth. I'm going to put Russell, fourth. I think there's going to be a titanic battle there. I'm going to put... Oh, Christ, now it's the best of the rest, isn't it? Jesus. I'm going to put Schumacher at ninth there. I'm sorry, people, if you're listening, but I've only got less than a minute left. I'm going to put Daniel Ricciardo 10th. I'm going to put Sainz 7th. I'm going to put my old mate, what's his chops, the gorgeous man, in 8th. And Gasly, I'm going to put 6th. Everybody, thank you so much. This has been the F1 Show podcast. We'll see you after the race. And